Hi, everybody. Hi, it's Joleen. Today I'm here to guide you through about a 45-minute practice dedicated to the element of earth. So this will be a grounding practice, practice about stability and feeling safe and stable on our home, the earth. So grab your mat and let's get started. You don't need any props today. Um, so let's get started. Today we're going to start on our mats lying down. So come on down to the ground and come into corpse pose as you would as if we were in Shavasana. So come all the way down. Well, let's just take a moment here, grounding your hands into the earth, grounding the small of your back and your shoulders, the back of your head. And take a moment here just to find your breath and find your presence. Inhaling all the way down into your belly and exhaling all the way back up, in and out through your nose. And as you inhale, think about sending your breath down into the earth. As you exhale, visualize pulling that energy back up. The nurturing, the prana energy of the earth. I'll here for you whenever you need it. Take a moment here and enjoy the stillness. Bending your knees, bringing your feet flat on the floor. Let's inhale, arms overhead, a nice stretch through your upper body. Bring your legs back out and stretch fingertip to toe. Take a nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Your hands can come right below your knees on your shins or behind your thighs. Just rocking back side to side here, really grounding our lower back into the earth, giving ourselves a little self-massage on our back. Remembering to stay with your breath throughout practice today. And then let's just bring our left leg, our left knee up. Extend your right leg along the floor. And give that a little tug. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, just switch sides. So bringing your right knee up, extending your left along the floor. Then bringing both knees up. Doing that little sway side to side. And then you can start going a little bit front to back because we're going to roll up into a seated position. I'm going to come facing you. And our mudra today will be called Bahu, B-H-U. That's bringing your pinkies and your ring finger underneath your thumb and grounding your two fingers into the earth. Sit up nice and tall here and press your two fingers like your peace fingers into the earth. Again, picturing pulling that energy out as you exhale. As you inhale, sending it down. If you'd like to set an intention for yourself for today's practice, maybe related to the earth, related to grounding or nurturing, related to transformation, related to safety, stability, or just maybe spending more time in nature, just think about that today. And keep that in your mind throughout today's practice. Let's do a couple neck stretches. So as you inhale, sitting up again, nice and tall. As you exhale, tipping your head over to the right, You can extend your left arm a little bit, walking your fingertips out a little bit, feeling the stretch up the side. And then gently inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, tipping your head over to the left, walking your right hand out. Just whatever is comfortable for you, but letting go of any tension in your neck, upper body. And making sure to ground through your sit bones into the earth tonight. Inhale, gently coming back to the center and bring your hands to your heart. You can focus tonight on your personal intention, or today, whenever you're doing this practice. Or there's a mantra that goes with the mudra, the Bahu mudra, and it goes as this: attune to the earth's stability. I move confidently along my life journey. Let's inhale our arms overhead. Going to the side as we exhale, side stretching over to your right, grounding both sit bones evenly into the earth, taking that check. Inhale, coming back to the center, stretching up, and exhale, side stretching over to your left. Inhale, stretching up to the center. And exhale, let's come forward onto all fours. Tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Pressing through your palms and through your knees into the earth. Bring your toes together, bring your knees wide to the side of your mat. Inhale and look forward. As you exhale, bringing your hips back to your heels, coming into child's pose. Bringing your head onto your mat, or you can cross your forearms. Bring your forehead down to rest comfortably. Just take a moment, again, sending that energy down as you breathe, sending it down into the earth. And as you exhale, pulling it back up. Let's take some side stretches, so walking your hands over to the left side of your mat. Maybe one on top of the other, or just whatever's comfortable. Next inhale, walking back to the center. Then as you exhale, walking over to the right side of your mat. Staying here in child's pose. Inhaling our arms back to center, get a nice stretch here. And exhale, let all your air out. Inhale, coming up to your knees. Let's just sit here for a moment. Coming back into our mudra. Making that connection as you inhale, coming up. We're going to side stretch here and kneeling as you exhale, going over. Same as we did when we were seated. Coming over to your right side. Inhale to the center, and then exhale, going over to the left. Inhaling, coming to the center, stretching up, and exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to come into gate pose, so moving a little bit further into our side stretch, bringing your right leg out, and your toe can be pointed perpendicular to your mat or parallel to the side of your mat, to the edge. Inhale and come up here with your arms, and as you exhale, side stretch over into gate pose. Again, you can grab up here on your wrist. You can just stretch here. with your right arm on your thigh. Inhale, extend, reach a little bit more, and exhale, come a little bit further into your side stretch. As you inhale, come up, and then we're just going to tip slightly over. Exhale. Inhaling back to the center. Bring both knees in, and then we're going to go the other way. Exhale and bring your left leg out. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, gate to the other side. You can change your foot position, maybe playing with this a little bit. Always maintaining contact with the earth. Inhale, come to the center. Exhale, tipping over, going the opposite way. Inhale, coming back to the center. Bring both knees in, and exhale, come all the way down onto all fours. Moving through cat and cow. As you inhale, dropping your belly button towards the floor, opening your heart, looking forward, cow pose. Exhale, rounding your back, pressing through your hands into cat. Moving through 2 more rounds, inhaling cow. Exhale into cat. 1 last round, inhaling cow pose. And exhaling cat. Inhaling, coming back to neutral tabletop. Maybe swaying your hips, do a little bit of a circle here. Then going the other way. Playing with this tabletop, whatever feels good to you. We're going to gently walk ourselves down. Elbows on your mat. Bringing your feet down. Tops of your feet grounded on your mat. Sphinx Pose. A little bit of a back bend from your lower back. Grounding our bellies, grounding our hips, grounding the tops of our feet. Not straining our neck, but pressing through our elbows. And just enjoying a little bit of a back bend here. Now bringing your hands closer to your chest. You won't have much, if any, weight on them as we inhale and lift up into low cobra. You should be able to lift your hands off of the mat. Little back bend here from the lower back. Exhale, come about halfway down. We're going to do a flow here. Inhale, rise to cobra. And exhale, floating down. Inhale, rising to cobra, holding here. Continue to breathe. Your breath will be a little bit more shallow here. Grounding the tops of your feet. And exhale, come all the way down to your mat. Turn your head and rest your cheek. We're going to add on. So option to stay with your low cobra or raising your feet, also raising your legs. And your feet can be pointed. As you can see here, I have my heels together, or they can be a little bit apart. Just find what's comfortable for you. If this is not comfortable, keep the top of your feet on the mat. As we inhale, coming to cobra, coming to locust, if you'd like to add the feet variation. Exhale, come halfway down. Inhale, rising to locust, or holding in your cobra. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, rising. We're going to hold here again. Continue your breath. Maybe coming a little bit higher with your legs or your cobra. Coming into full locust if you'd like to grab your hands behind your tailbone. Interlacing your fingers and taking the shoulder stretch also. Coming back down, gently turn your head and rest the other cheek on your mat. next inhale, coming back to neutral, pressing up to tabletop position. Let's curl our toes under. We're going to come into downward dog as we exhale, bringing your hips up. And start by bicycling your feet. One heel up, the other pressing towards your mat at your own pace, pressing through your hands. Finding your breath, enjoying the stretch and the grounding that is down dog. Transitioning here into Pigeon Pose. Option to come into three-legged dog as you inhale. Your other option is just simply to bring your knee up to your wrist. So however you choose to come into pigeon, one of the ultimate grounding poses. It's bringing that knee towards your right wrist. You can sit up here if you'd like. Gently walking yourself down onto your forearms, or even bringing your head to the mat. Trying not to tip too much over onto your right hand side. You can again stack your arms as we did in child earlier and bring your forehead down. Stretching through that opposite leg, so your left leg here, making sure that's active. Just enjoying a few rounds of breath here in Pigeon Pose. Just gently coming back up. To stretch, if you'd like to come into King Pigeon, option to grab your back leg. We're just staying here. As we ground our hands, we curl our left toe. We push up, we can come back to down dog or back to our three-legged dog. And then eventually meeting all in downward facing dog. Coming into pigeon on the other side again, you can simply bring your left knee towards your left wrist, or coming through three-legged dog. Exhaling, we will all meet here in pigeon on the left side. So again, finding your grounding as you exhale, walking down. Extending through your right leg. Gently walking yourself back up. Again, option to take King Pigeon, if you can grab your back foot, or just coming here, enjoying a little bit of a back bend here in Pigeon Pose. Curling your toe under, pressing back up to down dog, or taking three-legged. And we're all meeting in down dog. Inhale and look forward at your hands as you exhale, walking your feet to your hands into forward bend. Grounding through your feet here, maybe coming onto your shins, even hands can come onto your thighs. Crossing your forearms, you can grasp opposite and kind of give yourself a little pendulum back and forth, or just coming where it's comfortable for you. You can bend your knees here. Making contact with all of your toes, no matter what your forward bend is today. Inhaling, we're going to rise gently, be mindful of your knees. Come up. Hands come to your heart as you exhale, standing tall, mountain pose. Regrouping here, close your eyes. Grounding your feet. Mountain is our ultimate earth and grounding pose. Lifting your toes up and then pressing them back down. Coming into half sun salutations with a little extra arm variation. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your palms behind your head, gently bowing. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, goal pose, open your heart to the sky. Inhale, rise, reaching overhead. Exhale, we're going to come all the way down into forward bend. Hands on your shins or your thighs. Inhale, halfway up to monkey pose. Exhale to your forward bend. Being mindful of your knees, rising all the way back up. A little back bend here, and exhaling. Hands come back to your heart. We'll do 2 more rounds here. Coming strong into mountain pose. Inhale, your arms overhead. Exhale, hands behind your neck, bowing. Inhale, rise, hands overhead. Exhale, goal post arms, opening our heart. Inhale, rising with your arms overhead. As you exhale, coming down into forward bend. Hands on your shoulders or your thighs as you inhale, coming into flat back, monkey pose. Exhale, coming into your forward bend. Inhale, be soft on your knees as you come all the way back up. Little back bend, and exhale. Hands come back to your heart. 1 more round, inhale. Exhale, palms come behind your head. Inhale, rising. Exhale, goal post arms. Inhale, arms overhead. And then exhale, coming all the way down into your forward bend. Hands on your shins or thighs as you inhale, halfway up, flat back to monkey pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rising, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Coming back to mountain pose, strong, centered. Taking a couple breaths here, clearing, coming back to our practice if your mind has wandered. We're going to come into tree pose. As you can see from my shirt, it probably was a giveaway. So starting, your right foot will be your stability. Left leg is going to be your balance here. So your first level of tree is the kickstand. So just gently bringing your heel up onto your other ankle, opening your hips towards me, towards the screen. Hands can come to your heart, and then come overhead. Just finding your balance here. If you want to start lifting your toe up, just testing it. If you fall out, just come right back in. That's why it's a practice. So your next level, staying here with kickstand or bringing your foot onto your shin. And again, you can play with the arms here, goalpost, coming overhead, hands to heart. Just finding what works for you today, whatever feels good in your practice. But really focused on grounding through your right leg as it's providing your stability. Now staying here, we're coming up into foot on thigh, never on your knee, maintaining those open hips and coming into tree pose. Again, playing with arms, opening overhead, can come palms together, goalpost arms, even grasping behind and opening your heart. Challenging your balance even more to close your eyes. Let's take a moment here, finding your tree. Whatever level it can be, and it can vary from day to day. And dropping from tree, coming back to mountain. Let's take a forward bend to release. Inhale, reach overhead. As you exhale, just come forward, coming into your forward bend. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Exhale, back to your forward bend. And inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll come into tree on the other side. So again, starting with kickstand. Finding your breath and finding your balance on your left leg now as your stability. Progressing if you would like, only if you feel like it's in your practice today, bringing your foot onto your shin, not onto your knee. Again, finding that balance and adding arm variations as we go along. Make this your tree in your practice. And if you're feeling stable today, coming up onto your thigh. Maintaining the open hips, maintaining your balance. Arms come overhead, can come to prayer, can come to goalpost, or again, grasping behind, opening your heart. And if you choose, closing your eyes. Coming now back to mountain pose as we exhale into our forward bend, releasing here. Inhale halfway to monkey. Exhale to your forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Coming in now into one of my other favorite grounding poses is eagle. So finding your stability again on your right leg. Eagle pose, you will cross over your left leg if you can hook behind, kind of coming a little bit bent knee, soft knee here. If you can hook, great. If not, you can even rest your toe on the ground, depending on your practice today and your balance. Your arms will come opposite, so inhale your arms out. As you exhale, left arm will come underneath, right arm above. And coming into your eagle arms. If eagle arms are not in your practice, you can come into prayer hands. Again, lifting that toe up, wrapping your foot behind if that's in your practice, or just crossing your legs, resting your toe kind of like a kickstand, and taking the arm variation that feels good for you. Finding your breath and your grounding here, and your strength in eagle pose. One more round of breath, pushing that energy down into the ground through your right leg that's holding you strong. Inhale and come back. Bring your arms out to the side, open your chest up to the sky. And then let's bring our hands together and come down into a forward bend. Inhale halfway, monkey pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming all the way up again. Exhaling your hands to your heart. Coming onto the other side. So grounding your left leg in to the mat, wrapping your right leg around. Inhaling your arms out into a T. Arms come opposite. So this will be left over right. Eagle arms. Standing tall and strong. One more round of breath here. Inhaling, arms back to a T, come back. And exhale, let's take a forward bend. Just staying here for a moment in our forward bend. Bending your knees and planting your hands on your mat. As you exhale, step back to down dog. And staying here for a moment, taking a few rounds of breath in down dog, or coming down onto your knees and pushing back to child's pose, as we will all meet there. Coming out of child's pose now, coming back up to seated position. We're going to do another one of my favorite grounding poses is double pigeon. Your option here is a head to knee, kind of we'll call it staff tree, right? Staff tree pose, just coming here and bending forward. Adding on to that, bringing ankle onto your thigh, and again, stretching forward, flat back here. If you'd like to come into double pigeon, you bend that lower leg, stacking your legs kind of in the L shape on top of each other, making sure here that you're comfortable and both of your sit bones are grounded into your mat, sitting up nice and tall. We can come back to our mudra here, our pinky and ring finger under our thumb, Bahu Mudra, peace sign, coming down onto the earth, really bringing some grounding energy up into our bodies as we press through our fingers, we press through our hips that are making in contact with the mat. We close our eyes. And we really start to direct our breath in and out of the earth. Double pigeon, or your variation. If you'd like to walk a little bit forward, you can do that, adding a little bit extra stretch. Coming a little bit deeper, whether you're in head to knee pose, double pigeon, or a seated pigeon variation here. Feeling the grounding effects of any of those poses. Our next inhale, let's come back to center. We're going to extend our legs, shake them out, and take a forward bend as we inhale, our arms overhead. Exhale, hinging at your hips, just coming into seated forward bend. Inhale, rising back up. As we exhale, our hands come back to our heart before we do the other side. So again, your variation, head to knee here. And coming forward. Coming a little bit deeper, bringing your ankle onto your thigh and coming forward. or coming into the full expression of double pigeon, stacking our legs on top of each other, making contact again with the mat, sitting up tall, connecting with the earth, and finding our breath. Coming a little bit forward, if you'd like a little bit further stretch. And then inhaling, coming back to the center, unwind your legs, shake them out. Inhale and reach overhead, stack pose. As you exhale, forward bend, hinging at your hips. Inhaling, finding your center here, reaching overhead, and as you exhale, your hands come back to your heart. We're going to come onto our backs now. So come on down to your back. I'm going to turn sideways here. And inversion level, whatever is in your practice. So any way that you would like to bring your feet over your heart, we'll say above your heart. So you can lay here, just flat on your back, bring your legs up straight. If shoulder stand is in your practice, you can practice that now. Also, if you have any kind of variation of headstand, handstand, do what is in your practice. Taking a moment here. You can grab behind your thighs if that's more comfortable, if your legs are tired from the practice. The purpose of inversions is to bring all the junk we worked up during practice down so we can breathe it out. So pay special attention to your exhales here anytime we're in an inversion. Even open mouth is really great here. Bringing your knees now into your chest. If you're in another form of inversion, just gently coming back down onto your back, giving yourself that hug with your knees into your chest again, just as we did at the beginning of practice today. Rolling back and forth. Before you bring your feet flat on the floor, your knees will be bent, your arms will come out to a T. Let's come into a spinal twist. So inhale, set yourself up here nice and straight. As you exhale, just tipping your knees over to the right, maintaining a contact with the ground with your shoulders. So if your knees don't come all the way down, that's fine. You can use a blanket, anything, a block, a bolster, or you can add on, straighten your top leg. Look over your opposite shoulder. Spinal twist. Really feeling the effects of our practice today. Inhaling knees back to center as you exhale. Twist the other way over to the left, looking over your right shoulder. Your next inhale, bring your knees back up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Open your knees as you exhale into reclined bound ankle. Again, bring your hands down by your hips. You can push your palms into the earth for a little extra grounding, or You can just simply rest your hands with your palms open, starting to come into final relaxation today. Staying here if you like this pose, or inhaling your knees back together, then walking your feet out to the sides of your mat. And then again, staying here if you like this pose, or extending your legs along your mat, along the floor into full corpse pose. And taking a couple moments here, Shavasana, as we end practice, finding your breath, feeling the grounding, connecting to the earth. Starting to bring a little bit of movement back into your body. Inhale your arms overhead, stretch fingertip to toe. And as you exhale, roll over onto your right side into fetal position. Gently pressing yourself back up to seated. Cross-legged position, maybe uncrossing and recrossing the opposite way of what we started practice with today. Coming back to our mudra, our peace fingers down, connecting into the earth, sitting up nice and tall. And I invite you to follow this practice with the earth meditation that's also on my YouTube, and or stay here for a few more moments of stillness as your schedule allows. But I truly hope that you have enjoyed the practice today and the element of earth being our intention. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Again, the matching meditation will be on my YouTube, and I will be back with the next element practice soon. Have a great day or night whenever you're practicing. We'll see you soon.